You know, I'm really excited for today's episode.
Why?
We have one of the hottest girls on the planet coming in today.
Check this out.
Today on Planet Urban, Stefan gives us the lowdown on how to live it up at uni. K-Star moves and grooves. Stefan brings in a new design concept. On Real Talk, Vesh interviews a hot celebrity.
You know the greatest thing about the hip-hop scene? It teaches you all about hustling.
That's right, the next entrepreneur has hustled his way up in the cafe scene.
Let's check him out.
The Design Cafe is actually an umbrella concept for all forms of design, all kinds of design. The main four being fashion, interior, visual communication and industrial design. So the four elements of design actually. It was born because of the fact that there was a huge dearth of proper designers or an area to nurture proper designers in this particular field. Focus of the space is actually a 44-foot runway, because the idea with having the runway within the space was to primarily be able to show a collection of every 90 days. When it is not used as a runway, it is used thereafter as a desk for all the designers to work off. As you can see today, all the designers use it as one long desk to work off. Also, the fact that there are no cubicles, there is no sort of divisions between the designers, the visual communicators, the fashion designers, always helps, because I found that they kind of bounce off each other. Sri Lanka up to now has been a huge mass tailoring shop where we have been paid literally a pittance and literally dollar cents for the work we do. So however glamorous you may think you are, you really ultimately are a glorified tailor. So we have not, up until this time, had really anybody who has really hit out internationally in the design world. And the main focus here was to be able to create and to be able to nurture the creative mind, the creative base. London being our primary focus for the Design Cafe. So we generally focus purely on selling by the collection. We try not to custom build too much, because that is not really our game. We custom build, if at all, in the lines of haute couture, so you're going more in the upper end opposed to, basics. We refuse to tailor sari jacket. What happens here is there's a lot of focus based on the actual design of the garment, because what we feel is that Sri Lanka does not become feasible for us to manufacture in, that we can manufacture anywhere in the world, it being feasible. However, it's the creative that you can't find. It's the creative that you can't find. So therefore, that's what actually makes us stand apart from the rest. The moment our kids kind of, come out of design school and whatever, the fact that we live on an island, we are literally like frogs in a well. We do not have that exposure we require. And the moment they come out and they do a fashion show and they feel like, oh, everybody says, oh my God, I really loved your clothes and whatever. Instantly what happens is they lose it off the top, right? And they think, oh, so I'm good, I'm great. Actually, you're not. You're crap, because you need to get out there. You need to get out into a place like Europe or let's say London or New York to understand that your level of creativity does not even come close to someone who's doing the O-level. Because they are exposed to the most amazing stuff there, which makes them hugely competitive. We don't have competition here. This is the problem. That has been the biggest challenge, to be able to tell them, not so gently sometimes, that you're crap, without breaking them too much creatively, getting them to understand that they need to start working around all the rubbish they've been taught, to understand that that's purely a technical area that they've been taught. Now you need to start getting creative on an international level and challenge that. That has been the most difficult part. Calling yourself a businessman does not make you a businessman. Hence, calling yourself a designer does not make yourself a designer. It's proven in your work. And I think you need to believe and you need to really understand that it is not about working from your house, and it's not about being your own boss. There is something to that. There is something to that. I think belief and knowing what you're doing is the most important thing, I think, and not letting anybody waver you off that course, because another syndrome we have in Sri Lanka is this, we need to put someone down in order for you to feel better, right? So that's the other thing. See, if you believe in yourself, don't even let your mother waver you from doing what you're doing.